What's happening? This your man Brinson, God Chasers Entertainment, and I am bringing you my top 10 top pick albums from Christian hip hop that impacted me. Yes, this is my personal top 10, not the top 10 Christian hip hop albums of all time, not that type of list, but the list of the albums that have impacted me the most in my life and my journey. So I wanted to highlight some of these albums, and maybe you've heard of some of them, maybe you haven't, and if you haven't, hopefully you go back, dig in the digital crates, and bring up some of these gems that I'm going to tell you about. So without further ado, my top 10 Christian hip hop albums that have impacted me. In number 10, since this is my list, I have a three-way tie, but it's a Cincinnati tie, so I think that works. Brinson, the Kiss album, K-Drama, Boom Baptism, and D-Mob's Urban Legend. If you ever heard these albums and these artists, K-Drama has a great catalog, but Boom Baptism came at a time where everybody was going super trap, and he just brought that in, and he had the song Air Jordan on him that was a big hit for him, and it had at least 70 plus remixes. Urban Legend, if you know and familiar with D-Mob, his style just was all over the place. But not only that, he had so much substance in that album that it just blessed my life. And Brinson, the Kiss album, from the cover art to what he was saying to the beats that he produced, is such a great album. And I think just those came out around the same time, so it was just something that I gravitated to at that point in my life. Number 9, I can't find this album anywhere anymore. I'm glad I still got like the CD, but every time I went on like a driving trip to go do a concert, I popped this CD in. T-Wise, who is T-Wise? T-Wise, T-W-Y-Z-E. And what it did when I used to listen to this album, he had so many styles of how he just glorified the Lord that I incorporated that into everything I do, because if you ever heard any Brinson album, I kind of just want to have something for everybody. East Coast, West Coast, down South, Midwest, beats all over the place, and just various subjects. So number 8, 2-5, the Hood Reverend, and his album is called Victory. So yes, 2-5, the Hood Rev is his name. And when I first heard it, this was young in my, when I just was listening to Christian hip hop and finding it. And when I found this album, it was street, it was dope. Dude could rap, dude could sing. It was heavily produced by Tony Stone and DJ Esso from Lamp Mode, and just it had another feel that everybody else didn't have, and it was just a real blessing to my life. It's called Victory by 2-5, the Hood Rev. Number 7, how ironic, is from an artist named Victory, and this album is called Believe It Now. Every time me and Vic talk, that brown CD, that's what I call it, the brown CD, because it was a brown and yellow, but the CD was like brown. And at that time, this is when God Chasers, when we was just starting out, and I was having some issues in the label, but that album was one of those, God is going to make a way, keep going type of things. And I'm just so grateful to Vic for making that. Number 6, Braille, V-I-V album. And look, Braille is a top tier lyricist. From everything in that album for the features, that was fire. He had scratches, it was like he took a time capsule from either 95 or 92 and made an album, and it was just full of like stories of how God blessed him. He had a song called Blessed Man that was real good. Him and Theory Has It had a song called Counterattack, and it was just talking about, being prepared for the attack of the enemy. It was You gotta give it up to him. Number 5, you might never heard of this artist. His name is Versus, and he had an album called The Listening Session. And from the cover art to the way that he rhymed, he was a smooth rhymer. And at this time, it wasn't a lot of great mixing and mastering in Christian hip hop, meaning the sound quality wasn't that wonderful. But when I heard this dude's album, you could put in Jay-Z, take out Jay-Z, put in Verses, and the sound quality didn't drop. And it was like when I heard him rhyme, I just would remember things that my big brother would say to me, and it was like I'm hearing my big brother rap. So it was a special album to me. Shout out to Versus for that. Number 4, this could easily have been number 1 for me. D King, Still Certified. Now, Still Certified came at a time when I was going through a lot of hardships in life, stricken depression, just a whole bunch of stuff. And at that time, the quality of Christian rap wasn't as Christian. If it was a lot of other stuff happening. And when I was going through this time, I needed something for my spirit, and I couldn't listen to anybody else's album but Still Certified, because he was rapping the word, really talking about real life, and it really helped bring me out of a pit, which, as far as Christian hip hop, impact is what's counts. So that it could have been easily number 1 for me. D King, you already know. Number 3, Theory has its extra credit. This album will remain on my top 10 list, period. Whatever top 10 list you got for Christian rap is gonna be there. For me, I'm always throwing this album in there. From the storytelling to the way he produced his music to the album art, and just hearing him give an apology song. I mean, and he's a top tier rhymer. Like, he rhymes. You know, Theory has it. He just that dude who can go bar for bar with anybody. He took a sample that Nas used and flipped it in the song, and I forgot Nas used it because his song was so dope. But it impacted me. Number 2, Core Red and Precise, Resistance is Futile. This is the album that when I rededicated my life, it gave me everything I needed. The ruggedness, the beats, the hard rhymes, the stuff that you know, when you listen to secular rap, that you was like, oh man, it's I need that other oomph, and you didn't find it in Christian rap. But these brothers was hard hitting. They was talking about the end times, apocalypse, the rapture, all the stuff a lot of people don't talk about, and they really helped me. And man, I can't say enough about Core Red and Precise. If you ever have a chance to listen to that project, go on YouTube. Resistance is Futile. Number 1. Here's my number 1 that impacted me, and I think it's I believe it's the best Christian rap album of all time. K9 Bible Stories. What dude did he? It's the epitome of Christian rap, the epitome of gospel rap, all of that. From start to finish, it was just Jonah, David, and Goliath. The song that really did it for me is the song about the word starting to spread, the story about Jesus. Every time I hear it, it just wells up in my spirit, and man, certain songs just make you want to cry, and that's one of them. And the song For You. But yeah, it is written number 1 that impacted me of all time. If you agree with my list or don't agree with it, leave it down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be back with my top 10 Christian rap songs of all time that impacted me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button. This your boy Brinson. I'm out.